Okay, this may surprise you, but Diary of a CEO and 90 Day Fiancé are proving the same points on this one. Let me just show you what he said in this. Now, I know these two shows could not be any more different, but the through line is that men lie all the time. I'm not saying that women don't lie. I'm not saying that humans don't lie, regardless of gender, but bear with me for a second. On this particular episode, he's talking about, men don't tell their partners the truth. Now, sometimes it is because of something not that big of a deal, but just, it is a big deal, but it's not because they have like a whole secret family or secretly want to unalive you or something. It is literally because they want a comfortable, easy life. And if that means just avoiding anything difficult, especially conflict with the woman that they are sharing a home, a bank account, children, and all kind bodily fluids with, they will do that. They will lie because it is just part of their social conditioning to treat women like they're freaking moms. And now I don't want to be in trouble with mommy, so I'll just lie to get her off my case, so I can keep being comfortable doing what I want to do without accountability, right? Again, I'm not talking about women lie all the time too for different reasons. Sometimes it's whatever. Let me just, okay, so I'm going to tell you what he said. This is best case scenario about men's lying. Best case scenario is, so he said, I know for a fact that my male friends usually push for an easy life. If their partner is expressing emotional feeling or is expressing their emotions towards them, most of my friends will see that as an attack. They just don't want to go there. It's this energy that men don't like. And then he goes into this story about how somebody had proved this point, and it was about something as small as just like eating. She cooked something and put like this nasty flavor in it just to see if he would be honest about it, and he just ate it and made this most gross face, and then was like, yeah, good. And then his conclusions was, it's just like, it's like we just want to avoid the heat, avoid conflict, avoid having to deal with the nag or the person who's calling them on their crap so that they can improve and grow and learn and change. Comfort trumps everything. And it's not just with, patriarchy. This is all oppressive systems, right? Center the comfort of the person who has the power. So white people, we do this too. We'd rather do anything but face uncomfortable things. I don't know, we ban books, burn them even, all kinds of stuff. So again, this is not just men. This is what happens, right? The privilege of having all this power is just doing la 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 to keep it, right? Let me show you worser case scenarios though. Not just about comfort and wanting things to be easy and just not wanting to deal. Just let me be in peace. Never be a man's peace. Do not be a man's peace. Never be a man's peace. That doesn't mean you don't have peace in the home. That doesn't mean that your relationship isn't full of love and all these wonderful things. But when men get comfortable, I swear to God, something about their life being too comfortable is when they become a menace. Don't let them get too comfortable. That is literally when they make your life hard. And by too comfortable, I mean not evolving, not changing ever. And literally making you have to work hard for them to question something and maybe look at it, address it, and change behaviors, habits, hobbies, whatever. It's just easier to be comfortable but miserable. Because just because you have more power or money or whatever doesn't mean you're not miserable. God! I would never want to be Jeff Bezos. I can't imagine what a miserable human being that man is. I mean, soulless, really. But, we all know that, I speak from experience. For a long time, I have to be really in so much pain to be forced to change because I get real comfortable with pain, even. So, I'm not just saying it's men, okay? Let me just, I'm thinking of, doing a series on 90 Day Fiancé because I swear to God, all the stuff I talk about is just there. People have been asking me to do it for a while, but it's a huge investment of my time and energy, and A lot of times I will spend 12 hours on a video breakdown of a movie or something, and it literally makes me $5 or $6 total on YouTube. So like a whole day of work and my only income for the day is $5 or $6. I'm not joking. And 50 cents maybe on TikTok. So like it's not always profitable. It's like gambling every day. But I really like watching this show. I find it fascinating, and I'm finally starting to watch it, and it proves so many of my points. So let me know if you really want me to break down like some of these couples and do a deeper dive, because I got a lot to say, and just from season 7, which I have not finished yet, by the way, no spoilers, okay? But if you want me to break down this show, please let me know in the comments, because that like I a lot of times I base what I do on what y'all's feedback is, because I have endless content I want to do and could talk about and like talking about. But if no one will watch it, then, I can't pay my bill. Speaking of which, please join my Patreon. If you haven't already, I got a live coming up on January 3rd with Delusional Influencer. Can't wait for that. She's changed my life. Can't wait to do that live. 12 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock my time here in France. More info about that on Patreon. Also, I'm doing a watch party this Sunday with the top tier. I do travel content, personal stories, all that stuff. Please join. And if you can't afford it, just join so that you don't lose touch with me. The algorithm makes you forget I exist. So let me just give you a quick summary of what I've noticed already in the first, I think, 4 episodes of season 7. And I'm just going to talk briefly about not all of the couple. I can't take all this in at once. It's too much. But the thing that this couple, and this couple have in common is that the men lied big time and literally tricked these women into relationships, which happens all the time. So I have so much to say about this couple, for instance, and let me know if you want to hear it, because this is a really interesting combination of a man not telling the truth in terms of him converting and becoming celibate. They've been together like 5 years, I think, and finally met. She went there to like make it physical. And he was like, oh, by the way, he literally was like, I'm not going to tell her till she gets here that A, we're not going to have schmegs or be schmegsual at all. Oh, and also you have to stay in another room. Like, that's a big deal. So she's suspicious and feels rejected because, now all of a sudden you're telling me your little celibacy story. Are you kidding me? She, of course, initially took it very personally, but she also lied herself. She said that she was very super skinny. Now, that's all relative. But as soon as they met at the airport, he was like, you're big. I love it, but you're big. And she immediately seemed to feel rejected, and then he won't sleep with her. So this is a hot mess, okay? In addition to her having, just being so delusional, wanting to change him, wanting to convert him away from religion into worshiping aliens or some crap. I don't even know. Again, I could do a deep dive on this. Let me know. Fascinating. But her whole ideas around the woman has never left the country and now is obsessed with chicken, talks to them like they're little baby. She has 100 and something maybe. There's also just this weird savior thing going on. I don't know. This woman is from New Mexico, from Espanola, which I used to live in Taos. I know a lot about New Mexico. I am assuming that she is Spanish, because in New Mexico, they have a whole thing where it's we're Spanish, descendants of the conquista, whatever. It's complicated. But, there's a lot of that, whiteness mentality that she's taking over to Nigeria. She wants to save him from his religion. She also is just not, I don't like the way she's talking to him. She also is, has this dream of, waking him up to, aliens and stuff. And also seems to already go into it hating his sister because she feels intuitively she's going to have some sort of conflict with a sister. And this poor sister, man, she seems so loving and open to having this woman in her home, gives up her bedroom, is kind, is feeding her, and she is a jerk. Anyway, they go to get some, just one example, and then I'll move on. They go to get food, and she is blaming the sister You know, Victoria knows that chickens are like my family. I mean, her things with chickens is so bizarre, y'all. Like, she talks to them all like they're a little baby, and she picks them up and is just obsessed with chicken and thinks she's the guardian, the protector of chicken. So when the sister goes to get a chicken for dinner, a live chicken, she becomes like kind of violent. She knows that the chickens are like my family. What kind of person would just kill someone's family right in front of them? I will not have that on my hand. These screenshots were hard to take, y'all. And when the sister was like, but do you eat chicken? Oh, yeah. She's like, I don't understand how you can eat chicken without unaliving them. Like, why are you preaching to me about not killing chickens when you eat them regularly? I don't understand this law. Nobody understood this law. And I get this as a U.S. American. We are so far removed most of the time from how, like, the brutality of eating meat because we just buy it at the store. Not everywhere in the U.S., but a lot of places in the U.S. We're completely removed from that. But anyway, this was so weird. It's like, yeah, I eat it, but I'm not going to have a part of that. So she's got a lot of lying to herself and she's had her own lies and just mess. She's a mess. She literally speaks like a teenager would in terms of love. And it's all rooted in a lot of it is rooted in her insecurity. She literally is dating a blind man because she's so insecure about her looks that she loved the idea of him not being able to see her. She literally was like, the only people I've been with before, the lights had to be off and so that's really tragic. And I feel really awful that kind of self-hatred, especially as somebody who, you know, used to have a disorder for like a couple decades. I understand this mentality and hating yourself so much. But anyway, that's why when we go into relationships, we project that. But it's also kind of crazy that they've been talking for 5 years and he didn't mention and literally said he's not going to tell her until she arrives that he is celibate and will not have schmecks until they're married. And she's like, I flew all the way across the world for this guy. I've been waiting 5.5 years. Like, think about that, y'all. That's over half a decade waiting to like be in physical contact with this person that she's in love with, which I don't think these people are in love, honestly. They think they are, but clearly they don't even know each other. But yeah, I'd be pissed if she has 2 children at home, by the way, and like all those chickens and a horse and like 5 dogs and a bunch of ducks that she takes care of. She left all that to go finally make her dreams come true of being in love because something was missing, and it's a hot mess. I am sure that he probably would not have wanted her to come if he knew how crazy she was. He even points out she just talks all the time. And this is a very U.S. American thing, or at least I don't know if this is all. This is what I've noticed about white U.S. Americans. I'm just going to speak for us. Is a lot of us are afraid of silence and will fill up space. Don't know what that's about, but as something I notice consistently as someone who's lived outside the U.S. for 7 years now, we just don't shut up. And he was just like, God, she just keeps talking just to hear herself talk. She's got no filter. So anyway, I don't think these people ever would have met up if they had really truly asked hard questions. But the fact that he lied, but through omission, and literally said, I'm going to wait until she's here to tell her. This huge thing. She's going all the way there. And the physical part of their relationship, which she's been really craving, not going to happen because they're not married. That, she said she felt tricked. Again, she lied about some stuff too, but that's a big lie. She's also got some weird thing where she wants to be a caretaker, his sole caretaker, wants to spend every moment with him, literally like talks about him like she wants to save him. Knows nothing about being with somebody who can't see. Doesn't know how to, and her mom and her aunties asked, do you know what it's like to be around somebody with a disability like that? You know, not just the physically dealing with that, but the emotional and the mental, like there's a lot that goes into that. Have you researched this? She was like, nah, I'll figure it out. So she's delusional too, okay? Like they're both like living in a fantasy world, but I really don't think she would have flown all the way across the Atlantic Ocean if she had known that they were not going to sleep in the same bed, like really like get physical, like schmegdual at all until they're married. I don't think she would have spent all that money on this trip. I don't think she'd be talking to him this long. But she flew all the way to Nigeria to have him all to myself. The way she talks about him in this like weird ownership way, I find really worrying. And like 24 hours a day, never leave his side. The way so many people on this show, God, this is fascinating. I know it sounds extreme, but I can't tell you how many of us think like this. Like, this literally sounds like a teenager talking. And as a late bloomer myself, I didn't have my first relationship, like real one, until 36. And then he almost like murdered me. I understand what it's like to be completely delusional once you just start dating. Then we have this couple. I'm not going to go much into this one because I haven't been following their entire story. But this also, he literally said, like, again, both of them are delusional. But he literally said, I'm going to wait till I get there to tell her these really big secrets, right? The biggest one about his accident that left him as a quadriplegic. He's wheelchair bound and has issues with his hands and stuff too. They've even talked, like, these couples don't have any important conversations before they meet up. It is fascinating because they don't think that this is unusual. People will literally get married and not talk about monogamy, finances, any of that stuff. This is actually not all that crazy, to be honest. But the fact that they are literally going to other countries and dealing immigration, and you got the Hague Convention and all of these really big things that could destroy your life if you have children with somebody from another country, blah, blah, blah. He didn't. He just, waited until he's in Brazil to mention that the reason why he got shot in the back was because he used to be a dealer. Like, it's not that, again, that men are the only ones who lie. Women lie all the time, but it seems like a lot of the time the things that men lie about are freaking huge! Huge! And they don't want to deal with the discomfort of you being like, what? So they just avoid until you're already bought in and then don't really know, like, oh my God. Because this man, they've been dating for like 2+ years, I think. So I haven't gotten far enough. Maybe she's got some big bombshells that I don't know about yet. But just from what I've seen so far, when she found out, she was pissed. She's like, I think he did it this way strategically. Yeah, of course he did. She's all like, because if he said it first, he wouldn't have the chance to know me. Like, I would have stopped talking to this man if he had told me out of the gate that he used to be heavily involved in drugs and dealing or whatever. Because she has children. She is a single mom. And y'all know I say this all the time. It is very risky to get emotionally involved, romantically involved, too closely involved with addicts, unless they have a lot of proof and a long recovery, right? Even within their own support groups, it's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't date for a while because you're gonna get triggered very easily and may go off the wagon or whatever. So she's like, whoa, not only did he used to do drugs, he dealt them and got shot over it, right? If the relationship starts with a lie, how can I trust him? And that is the heart of it. So many men literally will start off the relationship not telling women about, I don't know, a disease they have that's like chronic, about children they have, about which brings me to the next dude. Oh God, this man is, I could do a whole episode on this man. I would love to break down. This is a real life passport bro, hobosexual, literally all the, this man is fascinating. Fascinating. I can't help but like him in a way because I like this empathy. I can't help myself. I feel for this man, but it makes me so angry because all he does is exploit women. He has been couch surfing. He struggling financially, but relying on who? Women. His ex-girlfriend / best friend Like he just seems to just exploit and rely on women, falls hard for into relationships, right? It's interesting because he is most attracted to trans women. Like there's like so many different like layers to this relationship. But at the end of the day, he exploits women and our conditioning to take care of men, mother men, sacrifice for men, be exploited by men, put our bodies in danger for men, do all the labor for men, and literally just take care of them. That is what this man is doing. But he's doing it to what do they call it? I forget the term for it in the Philippines and in Thailand. Oh my God, sorry. I don't want to, I'll do a breakdown on this guy. But basically he's with a trans woman. And he is doing to this woman what he seems to probably have done to cishet women that he dated before he decided that he wanted to be with trans women, which is just exploit for labor, someone to take care of them. In his need to just be a little boy forever, he is putting this woman in so much danger. God! He planned to talk to Faith, I don't know if they're engaged yet, his girlfriend. He had planned to talk to her about having an open relationship. So again, avoided conversations about the fact that he doesn't believe in monogamy really. He wants an open relationship. Knowing that this woman had never been in love really, had never had a boyfriend, knowing where she stands on it, he's like, well, he literally admitted he's going to wait until he gets all the way to the Philippines and then he's moving there. He's moving there, but more on that in a second. He's going to wait till he gets there to talk to her about the fact that he doesn't even believe in monogamy, really. He doesn't want that. Oh my God. I should show you the quotes. I'll do that in a breakdown. Please let me know in the comments if you want that, because it's a huge investment of my time and energy. If no one watches the show or like doesn't care about the points based on this show, then I want to know. But he planned this out. Once I got to the Philippines, I was going to tell him. But, this probably isn't the best way. He knew that. His friends called him out on that. But in Vegas, probably not the best way to broach a conversation. They know this. They want to be comfortable. They want to be all set. They don't want to take any heat that's unnecessary. So they'll lie and lie and lie until they are forced to tell the truth. And you know what made him forced to tell her the truth? That he doesn't believe in monogamy? Is when he got a text or email or something from somebody he'd hooked up with back home because he was cheating on her. She didn't know he was in an open relationship. How common is that? She had no idea. And he wasn't even going to tell her that probably anytime on this trip until he literally got an email saying, hey, you probably have this disease. He's like, this could be a huge step back. That I want my Philippine dream, trying to make it come true. What is his Philippine dream? To go to her country, live off of her, and get a wife, not have to work as much, live cheap. Oh, and also have an open relationship. Like, the entitlement of this loser is unbelievable. He got this text right after telling her, oh, by the way, and it was only because her, like, surrogate mom, I think, or, someone who cared about her, someone who was who really looks after her, I forget, pressed him and asked him, what's your plan? Oh, by the way, first he said it's complicated. Anytime a man says it's complicated, you better ask more questions. Well, I just thought I'd stay here somehow. She's like, this is the first she's heard of it. So, oh yeah, by the way, not only, again, she doesn't even know that he doesn't believe in a monogamy. She hears this after he's there, that he plans to, she's like, you plan to stay here? Why? Cost of living. She's like, I didn't know that. I thought if we were going to be together, we'd move to the U.S. Shock. He always knew she hoped to move to the U.S. He literally, this is a bait and switch thing. He never told her. So, big lie number one. He ain't going back to the U.S. He has literally moved, and he showed up with a backpack. I didn't even see any luggage. Oh, and by the way, the reason is because he is homeless in the United States. He literally couch surfed, depending on women most. The man has no money. He literally is escaping homelessness in the U.S. But his plan is to exploit his girlfriend and live off of her. This is literally a hobosexual. But the worst kind. She's like, what? Man, I can't afford to live anywhere. Yeah, they have every right to be like, what the hell? So then he's forced to tell her that he actually that he doesn't really believe in monogamy. And then he's been cheating on her all along because he got the email and he was like, oh, I guess that explains why I have gunk spew out of my It all makes sense now. Like, this man is so nasty. He just didn't think anything of gunk spewing out of his. And he's been pressing this woman to sleep with her since the minute he arrived. And she was like, no, I want to get to know you more. Like, I'm tired of men using me for that. I want a connection. And he's like, come on. Meanwhile, he's got this coming out of his. He's not even worried about, though. The person who gave it to him says, just do a simple treatment. Doctor said 7 to 10 days. That's what they told the person he got it from. So yeah, in a week and a half, we're all good. We'll be hunky-dory. Oh my God. This guy reminds me of Grizzly Man. Yeah, this reminds me of Grizzly Man. Yeah, I did multiple videos on that dude. I mean, he has treatment. What's the big deal? It's curable. People get it all the time. Really? Like, it's not like the flu, bro. Like, not everybody's getting this. Like, for me, it's just no big deal. So many things are just not a big deal because they hate themselves and don't care about themselves, or they know it's a big deal and they purposely don't tell you. I can't decide. It feels like both in this weird way. Yeah, it's like food poisoning. No, it's not. But I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, and this is it. Again, lie. I've told Faith that I spent the night with people. So I feel like it's implied that I've been sleeping with people, even though I'm very aware that being in a monogamous relationship is really important to her. Oh. But we haven't had like a real conversation. This is what I'm saying. You start having these hard conversations right away. Let men talk. Let them talk. Ask them questions. Just not talk. But I swear to God, these men will be, you should almost have a checklist. Do you have an STD? Because if you don't literally ask them that, they don't have a reason to tell you, they just won't. They just won't. I didn't think it was important. But now I have no choice. This is the mentality. This is exactly what the Diary of the CEO guy was saying. They don't want the heat. They don't want to deal with it. And they will not tell you until they have no choice. I have no choice but to be completely honest with her. And yet he's still not. There's more. So he decides to tell her at the end of a long, fun day, I'm going to let us do some fun stuff. And then because hopefully the thing won't ruin the day. Do you know how much worse it is to spend an entire day with someone, really connecting more with them, making them believe more in you, and then you say this? Like, But right here, I was really hoping we keep building our chemistry today because I really want to hook up with her and leech off of her and move in with her forever. I don't want to go home. I want to build chemistry before having a fun conversation about STD and like basically about me lying and cheating and having gunk coming out of my. How does he actually bring it up? He literally, after having this amazing day together, he's like, it feels like, kissing energy. She's like, okay. And he's like, but we can't kiss. Like, this is how he brings this up. Brings up kissing so that he can tell her they can't kiss. She's like, what? We can't kiss. Why can't we kiss? I have gonorrhea. Are you for real? When did you get this? Remember I sent you that picture of Halloween of the girl from Thailand? Oh, I thought you were talking and helping her. I did. But she spent the night. With you? Yeah. And you, like, I swear, I'm telling you, if you do not say, did you put your inside of her, they'll be like, she spent the night, but like nothing happened. You're like, by nothing, do you mean like you didn't have schmegs? Well, no, we did. I am telling you, if you, like, literally, you have to be like, did you ejaculate in something? Oh, God. And then they'll be like, yeah. And then, of course, they'll frame it as like, I'm telling you to protect you, and so I don't give it to someone else. That's what she told me. But, of course, she's shocked. How many months have we been dating? He's like, online. Yeah, online. That's still dating to her, and he knows it, but now he's playing stupid. Well, I mean, I hadn't met you yet. I didn't count as cheating until I meet you, right? Remember, he admitted to us that he knows that she's not into to open relationships, and he knew it'd be difficult to tell her this. Is why he avoided it, and now he's playing dumb. Now they're like, well, technically, we hadn't the thing. Oh. Lie and lie and lie and lie and lie, and then they finally admit the truth, and then they'll just keep lying about little dumb things so that you're just always like, what's true? She's like, well, it's still cheating. Really? You think so? Yeah, I know. 6 months of chatting with him. She thought he was faithful. He knew she thought he was faithful, but he avoided the conversation. Again, lying through omission until being pressed, and waited until he got over there, literally like has nothing left, has no money, showed up in her country, and men are counting on you to go into that maternal thing of like, oh, I should take care of the baby. He's over here. He doesn't have any money. I mean, he's got gonorrhea. He lied to me about open relationship. Cheated on me. Is literally homeless. Is never leaving. We're not even going to the country that he knows that I want to move to. All of it is a lie. But men are counting on us to have endless empathy and caretaking because they know that's our social conditioning. To put up with it and believe their excuses and believe they're stupid. And that's why they show up before they tell you. Because they know that none of these women would be okay with these conditions if they told them beforehand. And again, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be asking more questions, that we have to unlearn our own patriarchal conditioning, to just defer to men and assume that because we may not lie about that they never would. And that we also have to stop gaslighting ourselves and just like not trusting our own intuition, and that sometimes we're lying too and selling things. But I am telling you, when men lie, if it's not a little lie like the Diary of a CEO says because they want to avoid heat, it is a massive, huge, life-changing, dangerous lie. And it's just so easy for them to lie that they don't even understand why lying about something small or something big breaks trust. Lie, 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 lie. Why not? They don't want to get in trouble with mommy. And if there's one thing that men will do to all of us is somehow make us their freaking mom. So let me know if you want a deep dive on these couples. I will take that into consideration with the next content that I have. Please join my Patreon. FemFreeze is through January 1st, by the way. We're still not there yet. Check it out, femfreeze.org. Please comments, like, shares, anything to help my views because they've been tanking for a while. I'm really worried about what to do. So I am just throwing at the wall right now until I figure out what's up with the algorithm. So thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here. Thanks for all your concern about Mose. We did go to the vet today, and it's either a brain tumor or a big tumor or something not as big, but she doesn't want to put him through having that MRI. So we're going to wait it out another week to see if the treatment keeps working. So that's the update about Mose. Thanks again for being here. And let me know if you heard the comment song. Welcome to the comment song, Christmas dinner and edition food. This was a butternut soup to start off on Christmas Eve. And prawns, they ate a lot of salmon too. And foie gras, which is like whatever goose thing. Salmon spinach thing. It's like so much seafood, I don't know why. And ice cream cake also, for some reason, ice cream cake. And then the next day for Christmas meal was this thing that's like beets and something else, I don't know. And oysters, more foie gras. And then the scallop thingy, and then this thingy. I don't know what this is, but I didn't like it very much, honestly. And then chicken, probably one from the farm killed that morning. Yeah, and this fruit salad, and of course, always yogurt. Every freaking meal, there's yogurt. Anyway, and then this big old cake log thing, and so much food all day and night at the dinner table, because that's what Christmas is about here in France, is eating a crap ton of food, and that's Mose. He didn't eat anything different. Anyway, if you're new here, I do comment songs that are random and funny and maybe not. Thanks for being here. And let me know if you heard the Christmas food comment song. Et voila!